feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding. From the words I spit, so sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts peeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. And I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I don't lie at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mr. Riley coming to you live from the West Coast, the best coast, the West Side. Hopefully, your day has gone by without any problems, without any worries, without any stress, except for the baseball game that is taking place right now. Man, listen, I was downstairs watching the ball game. I was like, oh, man, I'm supposed to be doing a live stream tonight, but, Kershaw was in there doing his thing, trying to do his thing. So just so happy that the Dodgers have made it this far, and I'm hoping that they can pull it out. So we're gonna make this a short. We're gonna make this a short broadcast tonight. My co-host, Coach Smith, is not with me, so we're just gonna do what it needs to be done tonight. Recap last week's game against Westchester High School, and we're going to talk about the upcoming game, which should be a rivalry game against Venice High School. So welcome to the show, everyone. Let's go ahead and get this thing started real quick. I'm a little bit out of, man, I'm here by myself. So, Coach Smith had a family commitment. And absolutely, Alondra Church of Christ says, come on, Dodgers. Yes, we need the Dodgers to come on through. Thank you for tuning in, Alondra Church of Christ. I believe I know who that is, but thank you for watching and tuning in. Just make sure, if you're watching, go ahead and drop a comment. Go ahead and hit that like. You can leave a comment if you want to, and definitely subscribe. Hit that notification bell. That way you'll be notified anytime we drop a brand new video. So let's go ahead and get into it tonight with our opening drive. Man, did you see any of the football games this past weekend? Super dope that UCLA was able to come away with the win against a top-ranked opponent, Penn State. It was a shame that not that many fans were there to witness all of the goodness that they were putting down. So super happy for UCLA. And I'm not too sure if you noticed or if you know this, but Quasi Gilmer, one of their receivers. He's a Pali alum. He played his freshman and his sophomore seasons at Pali, then went on to Chaminade, I believe, and then also went on to Sierra Canyon. But Pali football is in the house, making an impact on a D1 football stage big time. So shout out to Quasi and what he was able to do to help his football team win, that being the UCLA Bruins against a top-ranked team, the Penn State Nittany Lions. So, so let's go ahead and get into it. Hopefully, and my football team went ahead and just got a win against the Jets, my team being the Dallas Cowboys. So super excited that they were able to get another win. Of course, they were passing the ball heavily on Sunday against the Jets. Dak Prescott and the boys doing their thing, passing the ball. I just wish they had a little bit more of a running game together. That way they can kind of have that combo, that 1-2 punch, instead of just counting on Dak. I mean, Dak is doing his thing. And so I know what they're going to say. The naysayers are going to say, oh, it's Dak's fault if they win. It's going to be Dak's fault if they lose. But he's putting up some wonderful numbers so far this season. And I just hope that my team continues to do what they need to do every single Sunday. So, and we're gonna face some challenging times when we play the Washington Redskins and then the Philadelphia Eagles, and of course the Giants. So it's going to be kind of interesting over there in the NFC East. So let's go ahead and talk about this past week, man. It was just super nice that our boys could go over. If we're looking at recapping the game, our boys went over to Westchester High School and had a wonderful, wonderful match. In fact, for the past 3 weeks, our boys have scored at least 35 points. So I think it was 35-18 against El Camino Real, 35-28 against Mary Star of the Sea, and 35-18, I believe, against Westchester High School. So our boys have been scoring points. And so let's kind of get into the box score if we can. It was a wonderful game. There's something about playing at Westchester High. It's always like, man, how can I describe that football game, man? It's like almost like watching paint dry. It's not like a real hyper enthusiastic, high scoring game. They always put up a good fight against the Dolphins. And so this past Friday, same thing. I remember a few years ago we had the Fog Bowl and then we had the Mud Bowl. And so, we found ourselves with another win, and that's really what counts. Our boys were able to do what they needed to do to get that win this past week. So let's go ahead and check into the box score of last week's contest. Let me pull it up here, and let's go for it. So normally I would have Coach Smith, and we would kind of go over the X's and O's as it relates to the strategy for winning this football game. But, I know just from being on the sidelines and watching the boys play, it was a heavily dominated pass kind of game this past week against the Comets. The Comets they were kind of big, and they were a worthy opponent, but our boys are able to kind of get through some things and score some touchdowns. So let's look at the box score, if we will. So Palisades came out 7-0 in the first quarter. Kind of slow, not the typical Pali fashion. Just one touchdown, and we were happy with that. And then the second quarter, things really started to happen. Pali was able to get 14 points on the board. Westchester was able to get 13. They did have a couple of missed PATs. And then third quarter, again, Westchester was able to get 6 points. We kind of made it a little interesting, 18-21 at some point. And then in the fourth quarter, the boys decided to turn it on a little bit, scoring 14 points, giving us 35 points, and holding Westchester to 0 points in the fourth quarter. So the final score was 35-19. Some grows and glows, if you will, using my educational background. Some of the glows were, just a super nice kickoff return by man, why can't I get this kid's name? DeMar DeZern. He was able to get one back, took it all the way to the house, which is super, super nice. And then there was a 76-yard pass and catch from Jack Thomas to DeMar DeZern as well to get him, get them some additional points. So DeMar DeZern was doing his thing on the field, and so was Jack as well. So let's just kind of go through the breakdown in terms of the box score and some of the stats that we have. So total plays for both teams, 61 for Westchester, 46 for Pali. First downs, 12 for us, 20 for them. Penalties, we both kind of stunk up the joint a little bit, but they were the small penalty variety. And so you see 10 penalties for Westchester, penalty yards were 57. And then penalties for Pali was 8, and then 60 total yards and penalty yards. And then look at that time of possession. Westchester knew how to eat up the clock a little bit, and so they were doing a lot of running plays. But because we have the combination of Jack and his guys, we're scoring a little bit more quicker with the pass plays, and so time of possession for Pali was 21 minutes 23 seconds, and then for Westchester was 23 minutes and 37 seconds. Game stats. This is kind of what I like to see here. Game stats for passing, Jack Thomas, you see he's 11 of 19, 266 yards. He had 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. And with those 2 interceptions, he was able to kind of bounce back, not really hang his head low. Neither did the team or the coach. Of course, interceptions are interceptions, and, going to be disappointing because you want to go down and drive and not turn the ball over. But I will say, just looking at the demeanor that Jack came off, he kind of waved it off a little bit and got back in the saddle the next few plays and was able to, get the boys scoring on the board, actually on both possessions as well, where he had the interception. So just kind of waved it off, and, it's like, okay, next play up, let me go ahead and get my head back in the game. And so that's what he did. So as long as it was 76 yards, and that was to DeMar DeZern as well, like we talked about. My rushing yards, for me, I would love to see our rushing improve a little bit. So you had Harrison Carter, 13 carries for 62 yards, 4.8 average, and then his longest was 2 touchdowns, but his longest was 11 yards, but he still managed to get 2 touchdowns on Friday. Jack Thomas, 7 for 11, or 7 carries, 11 yards, and his longest was 13, and then Devron Kearney, 2 carries, 3 yards. So, I would love to see the run production just kind of increase, especially as we kind of get into league. I know Harrison last year, he was a super dominant player on the field with the rushing. And so just, I would like for him to get a little bit more touches from the backfield and just make something happen. I know he made something happen during, I think it was Mary Star, against, who did we play last week? I can't think of it. It's on the tip of my tongue. But I would love for him to see more carries and get more yardage. Of course, he's going to see that end zone regardless. Just some of the receiving stats. We have Malik Ross, 2 catches for 36 yards. His longest was 29 yards. Harrison Carter again, 3 receptions for 49 yards. 25 yards was his longest. And DeMar DeZern, 6 receptions for 181 yards, 30 yards. Look at that, 30 yards per catch. And then the longest was 76 yards. And again, that was that pass and catch. I know we were, down close to the end zone, and we just did what we needed to do, our end zone. And then, Jack and DeMar, they just connected. And with that super speed that DeMar has, he was able to get into the end zone, giving us, and he had 2 touchdowns. And then looking at some of the all-purpose yards as well, Malachi Ross with 36 yards. Harrison Carter, again, high triple-digit numbers for both rushing and receiving and punt return. So he had 123 yards. Jack Thomas rushing for 11. DeMar DeZern, he had 181 receiving. A kickoff return, 111. And a punt return. I'm sorry, let me slow down. Riley, slow down. I'm trying to get back to that Dodgers game. That's what it is. So receiving 181 yards, kickoff return 111 yards, and then punt return 25 yards. And get this, all of those yards add up to 317 all-purpose yards. So DeMar DeZern, he should be one of those players of the game, and we'll talk about that in a moment. And so you can see Maxwell and Devron trying to get in there as well. So 499 yards for all-purpose yards is super, super nice. And then you can see the breakdown totals for total yards. Malachi Ross, 36 yards. Harrison Carter, 111. Jack Thomas, 277 with the rushing and passing. And DeMar DeZern, 181. And then Devron as well. So, I would love to see that continue, especially as we move into our league play. And then on the defensive side of the ball, Dusty, wait. She said, well, let me go back to the comments here. She said, Dusty, why would you say Dusty? I'm sorry. I don't know what that means. Maisha Riley. She says dusty. Oh, you're probably talking about the field, the field condition. I got you. All right. Pay attention, Mr. Riley. Pay attention. All right. So total tackles. Our boys love to tackle. They love to tackle, and I've never seen a team like this with 3 and 4 different defensive players in double digits, and not just low double digits. I mean like high double digits for tackles. So in this particular game, let's see some of our defensive standouts. Augie Evans, he had 11. Most of them were the assist variety, which is fine. Let's see. I thought I saw someone else that had double digits. Not quite double digits, but we see Sean Flowers. He was in there doing his thing. James Tisdale, he was in there doing his thing, both of them with 8 tackles. And then we had Tavion Talbert with 7, and then Enzo Allen with 6. So, the boys know how to play defense. And, of course, because Westchester had a large time of possession, so that kind of gave way to them being on the field a little bit longer, being able to make a lot more tackles than normal. So super, super nice with those boys doing what they did last week. We didn't have any interceptions, but you see, there was one, Maxwell. He was able to get an interception for 9 yards, so super nice of him. And then, of course, our kicking game, football is composed of 3 different phases: offense, defense, and special teams. And Carter Schwartz, he's doing his thing. He earned 5 points with 6, let me see, PATs. How many PATs did he have? Let's scroll down. 5 points. Okay, so we have 5 touchdowns, and then 5 times 6, the last time I checked, was 30, and then the 5 PATs is 35. So super dope for Carter to, do what he needs to do to get in there and get those points for us. So super, super nice for the boys. Now, let's kind of look at what's going to happen this coming Friday. This coming Friday, guys, is our game against, let's see, is our game against Venice. And so we always play Venice pretty well, pretty decent. It's usually a close game. I'm not too sure what happened at last year's game, but I just know our boys want to continue to have an undefeated season, and I'm looking for the score. Oh, what? No way. Is that 8-1? What happened? I'm looking at the ticker above my head. 8-1, that can't be true. That can't be true. Let me know in the comments if you're watching if that's true. 8-1, the Dodgers are down 8-1. I know Kershaw was in there when I left from downstairs. It was 3-1. So I'm hoping that he did not give up 5 runs, or the team gave up 5 runs. I'm hoping that's not true. But anyway, let's go ahead and finish up. So if we look at the game against Venice, let's just kind of see what it looks like in terms of who we're going to play and what their record is so far in the season. So let's go preview game, and then we'll come back over here to shared screen so that you can see all this goodness that I'm looking at, and we can go through it together. Alrighty. So the Dolphins 6-0, the Gondoliers are 3-3. Now, regardless of their score, they're always going to play us tough. So they can be 3-3, 5-1, 4-2. It doesn't matter. They're always going to play. They can be 0-6. It doesn't matter. This is a rivalry game. It's always been like that since I've been affiliated with the football team. So they're going to play regardless because they really get up for this particular game. So if you look at just the stats, looks like they're having a mediocre season, but again, the boys still have to play the game, right? So six wins for Pali, 0 losses, 3 wins, 3 losses for the Gondoliers of Venice High School. If we go over and look up some of the rankings and the records here, so you can see where we are in terms of points for, points after, home and away, and all that kind of good stuff, right? And if we continue to score or scroll down, you can see our team averages. So our team averages about 41.7 points per game. Venice averaging about 20 points per game. And you see the quarter breakdown, right? You see 3 points, 9 points, 3 points, and then 3 points again. So this tells me that they don't have that explosive kind of offense that we're used to seeing from Venice, but that doesn't matter. I say it every week. You still have to show up and play the game. So let's kind of dig down a little bit deeper. MaxPreps, this is all courtesy of MaxPreps. If you don't have a MaxPreps account for your football player, go ahead and run over to MaxPreps and get you a free account. That way you can kind of keep track of what's going on if you're kind of like a high school football nerd like myself. So here are sadly, it's true. So here are some of the stat comparisons for the game. So rushing yards, totally agree with this. Pali's averaging about 80 yards per game. They're averaging about 20 yards more with 104. Passing yards per game, we're averaging 288 to their 138. So it tells me that, first of all, we know how to pass the ball. We know how to pass the ball really, really well. They can pass the ball, but not probably as well as us. So again, what you see on paper, we could win that match right there. In terms of yards, right? Receiving per game, it should be about the same, right? It's not going to be any different. Total yards per game, if you add the rushing and yards together, rushing and receiving yards together, 368 yards for us as opposed to 242 yards. So again, we have a better chance of, getting more yards, gaining more yards during the football game. You see sacks and then also points per game. And again, you see that discrepancy that MaxPreps has. So it's showing us with 33.8 points per game, and it's showing 0.7 points per game for the Gondoliers. So, if we scroll back up here, it says something slightly different. It says they average about 20 yards per game. So, but yeah, somewhere in that ballpark between 20 and 7, that's what they average. And then for us, it says we're averaging 41. And then if you scroll down here, it says we're averaging about 33 points per game. So I'm just trying to say, hey, the math ain't mathin', make it make sense, right? Let me click off this Hot Pocket. There we go. It was kind of driving me nuts, especially after I just ate dinner. All righty. So let's look at the team leaders, you guys. Let's look at the team leaders. You have Harrison Carter. They're saying that he's rushing about per game, 47 yards per game. Joshua Aaron, he's rushing about 96 yards per game. So for me, that tells me they need to cue in on number 0. Number 0 is probably their main producer of points or, being able to get into the end zone. So we need to keep an eye. Hopefully coaches pick that out and, he's going to make that happen. Make sure we spy in on number 0. Jack Thomas, 287 yards passing per game. Bennett Dome, 138. Receiving yards per game, DeMar DeZern, 105. Aaron Minter, 67 yards per game. Then total yards per game, you see Jack Thomas with 301 yards, and then Bennett Dome with 135. You see the tackles, we're averaging 100. That would be great if we had 100. If we had it. You're talking about sad but true for the Dodgers. Okay. Enzo Allen averaging 11 tackles per game, not 111. And then Wilson Osmer, 85. I just need to take that point out. 8.5 tackles per game. Michael Tobin, who's not able to play right now, sacks per game, Jonathan Sharp, and then points per game, you see DeMar DeZern and London Webster. So we're going to see how it goes down this coming Friday, and we want everyone to come on back. Come on back to Venice. We're going to be on the Venice sideline again, doing what we do. And I'm trying to remember if they have a turf or a grass field. If you remember, drop that in the comments. I think their track is turf. I'm not too sure if they upgraded their field. I'm trying to remember from last year. But they have a whole new sports complex. It looks pretty nice from just remembering from last year. And then here's the record breakdown right here. Overall, league, we're 1-0. They're 1-0 as well. So we definitely want to win all of our league league football games because that will allow us to be the league champs at the end of the league play. Non-league, we're 5-0. They're 2-3, and so you kind of see how it plays out. We're not in any playoffs or anything like that, so it's going to be a real fantastic contest, and we want everyone to come on out. I believe the tickets are available on gofan.co. So we want you absolutely, there it is right there. So if you click, let me click on that link right there. It'll take you to buying your particular tickets. If you want to go to the JV game, there's a cost. And if you want to go to both games, there's a cost. If you want to go just to the varsity game, there's a cost. So gofan.co is the link. And, just feel free to come on out and support our Pali Dolphins. It's relatively close. If you've never been to a Venice High football game, it's relatively close to Pali. So just come on out and let's cheer our team to victory. All righty. And I do want to recognize some of our players. I don't have. I think the JV won last week. I'm not too sure, but I think they won. I want to say 21-0, maybe. That might be. Hey, Bethany, what's going on? Bethany's saying, have fun. She says, hi, family. Thank you for tuning in. I think they won. Our JV team won against Westchester last week, 21-0. So that's super dope. And then, of course, our varsity team won last week against Westchester. And let me see. I think I have a couple of graphics right here that I want to show. So the JV players of the game looks like Chris Garcia Cruz, a defensive player. The offensive player is number 30. I'm not going to butcher his name. I'm sorry, my man. But shout out to you. Looks like you're the offensive player of the game. And then special teams, Damari Smith. So good job. And, these are the JV players of the game for last week against Westchester. And then, of course, in true fashion, we have the same for the varsity. So Tavian Talbert, defensive player, DB, played outstanding. I think I said he had 7 tackles. Offensive player, Liam Hudson, doing his thing on the offensive line. Special teams is Max Gaylor. I think that was the gentleman who had the young man who had the interception. And then, of course, DeMar DeZern, number 8 receiver with a whole bunch of yards. I think his total like 181 yards, just doing his thing. And then he was just all over the field. He was just all over the field last week. So super, super dope for them to do what they needed to do. And then you know what? I actually interviewed DeMar DeZern after the football game last week. So what I failed to do is put that clip in this particular presentation, but I will make sure that I will upload it not only to the Instagram, but I'll upload it to maybe the YouTube so folks can check it out as well. All right. Man, I'm trying to think if there's any other thing. Oh, yes. So, again, super shout out to the Rams. The Rams were able to host the first 2 days of practice this week, Monday and Tuesday at SoFi, and today is Wednesday. Coach had a family engagement, so he was unable to be here. But I know today they practiced at UCLA, and then also on Thursday to get ready for their contest against Venice. They're practicing at UCLA. But I was going through the social media stuff, and I found this right here. So I just want to say shout out to, and actually I'm going to play it a little bit. And I'm not going to play the whole thing because I don't want to have any, I'll play it a little bit. I'm not going to play the sound. I don't want to have any YouTube strikes, but this is a link that you can watch. Actually, and I'll post it in the description below. This is just a clip of Pali practicing at the SoFi Stadium both Monday and Tuesday this week. And so I haven't watched the full clip, but I know the boys were super excited to be on the same field where the Rams and the Chargers play. I believe Rams extended this invitation to them to practice on the field. You see Jack Thomas there. And actually, I did part of the clip I did watch, he was just thanking the Rams organization and SoFi for allowing him to come and practice on the same field that the Chargers and Rams played on. And so I know you probably see the Chargers in the background. So this was Monday, the day after the Chargers played against, I can't remember who they played against. But yeah, I think, was it the Texans? I'm not too sure. So the boys were super, super hyped, super excited. And so, again, congratulations, to the boys. They're still smiling. They're still doing what they need to do is necessary to win and be a football team despite not having, everything that they normally would have available to them at their home field because of what happened back in January. So that's Tavian Talbert, the safety. And so super, super dope job. And so I know the boys were extra, extra hyped and excited about being there. How many high school teams have the opportunity to play or practice on an NFL field? So I know they were kind of in awe, as they should have been. And, I'm hoping that they had a wonderful time doing. That's Mr. Franklin. I know he's been around part of their community organization with the Rams. And so, just super, super nice that they extended that opportunity for them to go live and have an opportunity to practice on the field that the pros practice on. So super nice. Thank you, Rams, for that invitation. And I know the boys and the coaches were super, super happy about being there. Alrighty. Other than that, guys, I don't have anything else. I just know that you need to buy your tickets this coming week. We're playing against Venice at Venice. We won't have another home game until our homecoming game, which is a little bit later on this season. And so this week, come on out to I'm just looking at the score, man. Come on out to Venice High School. Cheer on your JV football team. I believe that one goes down. Let me see if I can go back to MaxPreps and get the information correct. That one goes down at, the JV's at 4, and then the varsity game is at 7. So we want you to come on out and have some fun and support Pali football. Other than that, do me a favor. If you like this content, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. And then that way, anytime we go live, you will automatically be notified and you can be a part of this wonderful show this week in Pali football. Other than that, guys, I'm done. I'm going to see what happened over here with the Dodgers. I'm so disappointed. I thought they were going to be able to pull it out tonight against the Phillies. But having one run, and as Riley said earlier, she said, sadly, it's true that the score is 8-1. So I'm not too sure if I'm going to go back and watch them. But, there's always Thursday or Friday, I believe. And so we'd love to see another win like we experienced several last year when we were playing against Uni and Freddie Freeman did his thing. So we'll see how it all plays out. But I'm still a Dodgers fan, and I'm hoping that they can pull it together the next home game and pull out a W and put these Phillies to bed. Other than that, I thank you guys for watching. Next week, hopefully, we'll come back with Coach Smith, and I'll be sure to post that video of the interview with myself and DeMar DeZern just discussing just what he saw out on the field as he had 2 touchdowns and 2 spectacular plays for touchdowns. So have a wonderful week. Thanks for watching, and this is Mr. Riley coming to you live from the West Coast, the best coast, the West Side. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video. Peace.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in